What is going on, everyone? It is a lovely day at the beach in celebration of today's new release, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. But in addition to me being on the beach in a winter sweater, uh, we got some awesome new additions for the first time ever today. We have animations for kick contributions. It is a brand new thing that was added. That's why I actually am starting the stream a little late today. We've got some stuff to talk about, including the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta and more. So, ladies and gents, thanks for being here. Prepare your butts for a week-ending episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo! Because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Oh!
Alrighty, everyone. Good morning. From sunny Honolulu, Hawaii, this is the Level 1 broadcast, the Level 1 podcast being broadcast live from the beach. Let me tell you, it is nice out here. It is a balmy 97 degrees. It is pretty humid because, in the Pacific, it's a lot high humidity. And I'm having a good time out here. All right, I'm sipping on my mango pineapple seltzer out of my official Level 1 podcast mug. And let me tell you, all beverages taste way better out of this mug. That's for sure. Which you can find at darksidephil.shop right now. And I am bringing in the vibes, the sun, right? The rays. I'm soaking them in. I'm going to get a nice tan. So instead of being nearly transparent, I'll just be a nice pasty white. So welcome, everyone, to the show. Today is Friday, the 21st of February, 2025. I'm Darkside Phil, and today is a momentous day. Ladies and gentlemen, today is absolutely official. You ready? As of today, all kick contributions, including subs and gifted subs, will have automatic animations on my streams. Very good. Now, the only way that we can know... I'm going to miscue. The only way we know if it works is if someone actually gifts a sub or becomes a sub right now. It's the only way we'll be able to tell. So if you do that right now, we'll be able to see if they actually pop up on the screen. But I can tell you this. From now on, I shouldn't miss any kick contributions. I have been missing them recently. Oh my God. Dr. Lexus has gifted a sub to RGB neck phones. Real. There we go. Just like that. So they're automatic now. I don't have to lift a finger, and it means I won't miss them. You want to know what the funniest part about it is? That animation plays before the sub actually shows up on Kick. I'm serious. It actually shows up early. Look at this. Dumpy Koala just gifted a sub. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. So there we go. We've got new automatic sub animations on Kick, which is excellent. That is going to be tremendous because that way I won't miss anything. Now the Kick contributions actually show up in my queue. Remember, I always said I had a queue that shows the YouTube side contributions that I have to track? Well, now Kick shows up there too. Big Papa Phil just gifted a sub on YouTube, and it went out to Mouse, and there's the animation for that. Look at that. So this is awesome. We're basically seeing, this is going to be, all the pop-ups are going to work now, okay? For some reason on the YouTube side, as you can see, the gifted thing still doesn't work. It just shows as if Mouse became a member themselves rather than showing that Big Papa Phil gifted the sub. YouTube integration is still weird. Twitch and Kick work the same because they technically are using the same software. I technically think Kick stole it from Twitch. Don't tell anyone, but I think they actually literally stole the same software for chat. But for YouTube, it's a little different. So it just kind of shows that Mouse became a sub rather than a gifted sub. But it all works now. All right. So now, literally, I will see all of these in my queue. I'm going to make my queue a little bit wider here. And I shouldn't miss anything anymore. Like, that was the problem, is I was actually missing significant levels of contributions on Kick side because there was nothing to tell me when a Kick contribution was coming in. But now it's going to be in my queue in automatic. So I think we're going to be good moving forward. I don't think I should miss anything, which is great. This is going to make my job a lot easier, that's for sure. And I'm sure you guys will enjoy having your animations on the screen for Kick, which has not been up to now, right? Okay, so today is Friday, the 21st of February, 2025. We've got a lot to talk about today. I want to tell you about my first thoughts about this Fatal Fury beta from yesterday. Talk a little bit about some updates of things we're doing. For example, our goals now have changed. Instead of it being DSP tries it, every 10 goals hit, we're doing some different stuff with that, and it's worth talking so you know, guys know what's going on with that. All kinds of stuff. All right, so let's begin. Where shall we begin? I'll tell you where we'll begin. With shout-outs for all these contributions. So let's get started. We got a lot of shout-outs to do, okay? So this morning alone, we started off with Dumpy Koala gifting a sub to DSPGaming 220, Y Vaniz, Pygath, and Nihyaku Yinju Homono. So thanks, Dumpy Koala. So far, 4 gifted subs. So let's get those up on the leaderboard. And of course, that counts for $20 of contributions. We've got Dr. Lexus that gifted a sub to RGB Neckphones Reel. So that counts for a $5. And then we got Big Papa Phil who gifted a sub that went to Mouse. So that counts for 3. So thank you guys for all those early subs and memberships this morning. That's much appreciated, and it helps a ton, of course. So thank you, thank you. Now also, on the YouTube side, there was a first tip of the day. A $5 tip from Flatman B, who says, hey, everyone, hope you all have a wonderful day. Much love and God bless. Let's just make sure that these tip animations still work. And they do. Excellent. So thank you to Flatman B for a $5 tip. Let's get you up on the leaderboard as the first tipper of the day. And so now we're up to $33 of support and climbing. So as nice as it is here on the beach, I think we're going to go back to reality because I actually have a nice layout for you today anyway. The backdrop simulates a beach. What it's supposed to be is the tide is coming in, like the waves come in, and it looks nice and blue and refreshing. And then it pulls out and you can see the sand. See that? So now we're on the sand on the beach, and then all of a sudden the water's coming in again. How do you like these RGBs, baby? So you want to talk about the beach and tropical stuff for Hawaii today? We're on the ball. All right. Good stuff, my friends. Thank you for the early support. I appreciate you. And let's get started. Zimmer P. Flans just gifted a sub on Kick. I don't know where the animation is. Did it already play? Did I miss it? Did you guys notice the animation for that? Did it play? I don't know if it played or not. I missed it. If it played, I missed it. But it does show up in my leaderboard, so I could shout it out. Thank you, Zimmer. Did you guys see an animation? Keep in mind that it is day one. It is day one, and animations aren't guaranteed to fully work, to be frank. And that sucks, I know. But I get the feeling there's going to be... Here, maybe if I click it again, it'll work. Let's see if I can get it to refresh. There we go. I can refresh it. If it has a glitch, I can refresh the animation and get it to play for you. So there you go. Thank you, Zimmer. Thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. There we go. I can fix it. All right. Cool. So, Yeah, the thing is, this is whenever they integrate something new, it doesn't always work. It was funny because they integrated it this morning. There was a big announcement and everything. So I linked it and I went to do it, and there was no option to even have it play. I was like, wait a minute. So I set up all these animations, and now there's nothing to have them work. And then it took like 10 minutes, and then the site refreshed itself, and then it started working. I was like, oh, so there you go. Um, all right. So today I'm excited. We're gonna be doing a brand new game, Yakuza Pirate. Let's try that again. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, the brand new Like a Dragon game that's a spin-off of last year's Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. But it's action-based. Instead of being turn-based combat, it's going back to the combat of traditional Yakuza games. So it might actually be more interesting to watch because instead of turn-based combat, it's going to be giant flaring combos and all kinds of crazy pirate antics. So this should be fun. I hope that you guys will stick around after the podcast to hang out with me and enjoy the game for the first time. This is definitely a game that I want to play, but I am nervous because when I've played these games in the past, these last few years, they haven't gotten a great audience. But I'm hoping that you guys will stick around and hang out. Keep in mind, this game will be as much as a hangout session with you as it is an actual game playthrough. So if we treat it like that, it should go well. Okay? Cool. So let's first of all talk about, since we're talking about contributions, let's talk about goals, because we have a couple reward goals now that are in effect that I want to share with everyone. All right. So first off, let's talk about the upcoming 30 goal reward. Okay, so we determined yesterday that for the upcoming 30 goal reward, meaning when I hit 30 goals on stream, we're going to do a special stream called Build with Phil, or DSP Builds It. I guess we got to figure out what's the best name for it. And it's going to be a nice chill night where I'm going to be working on building this Lego set of succulent plants. And we're going to have like 2 hours of chill. I'm going to have the dual cameras going where I'll be able to alternate with. That's not the right angle. Why did the camera go all the way over there? All right, hold on. It's staring at the ground. It's staring at that's my streaming PC, by the way, if you're wondering what that is. That's there we go. I think it's auto adjusting now. I don't know what it did. That was bizarre. Okay, let's have it go left. Yes, I'm actually here. There we go. Let's have it zoom in. Oh! Can I auto adjust it now? Yes. Now it auto adjusts to me. Sweet. All right. So at 30 goals hit, I'll be doing DSP Builds It, this succulent Lego set. And the cool thing is I'll be using this desk to build it. So I'll have this camera right now aimed at the desk, showing me actually building it by hand. And then we can alternate from that shot back to this shot. See, we could go between shots. So I can show you, oh, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm building. And then we can go back to the widescreen shot where here I can be building it on here, right? And then we go back. That'll be neat, I think, to have a 2-shot stream building Legos. Now, keep in mind, it's also going to be hanging out. It's not necessarily about just building the Lego. That's part of the fun, of course, but that's not necessarily the big deal. The big deal is hanging out with me, having a good time. We'll have lots of conversation and fun. So it's kind of Q&A, but also kind of a hobby thing at the same time. So that's the reward when we hit 30 goals. I've had this since December. You guys kept asking, when am I going to do it? Well, we'll finally do it, next week. I mean, unless we hit 6 goals on this stream, then we'll do it as the night stream. All right, no. I actually do want to do Friday Night Fights tonight. I do. So even if we hit 6 goals on this stream, I probably would still say, let's do it later in the week, okay? Or early next week. So that's coming. All right, I'm excited for that. And that's the reward for 30 goals. So now let's talk about the big reward that we're going to do when I hit 50 goals. Because as you remember, we actually have these milestone goals that are incremental for like a big milestones. So when we hit 50, we're going to do a special event. And I want to do a marathon. We've done 2 marathons so far. They've been very successful. Everyone liked them. So there's no reason to not do another marathon. Now, the first idea was a 5 Nights at Freddy's torture marathon where I forced myself to play the 5 Nights at Freddy's games back to back to back during this marathon setting and see what happens. Now, traditionally, I don't like the 5 Nights at Freddy's games. I've played part 1, and I think I played like Sister Location. Each time I've played them for probably a grand total of 20 to 30 minutes each, and I just don't like the franchise. I think it's pretty much a joke and not a very entertaining game series at all. That was overhyped by a bunch of screamer streamers to get money out of overacting on camera. I just don't see much substance to them. But to be honest, I've never given them a fair shake. So perhaps with this marathon, that could be the opportunity for me to finally be immersed in Five Nights at Freddy's, give it a shot, and see if I like it. Okay? Plus, of course, I'd be drinking or whatever, so being buzzed while playing the games would be pretty funny, I think. All right? So, that's one option. Okay? Another option would be to continue on with the last marathon. If you remember, the last marathon that we did back in January was the Mega Man Rageathon. People wanted to see me play retro games, but also wanted to see me rage at challenging games. So I ended up playing classic Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 in the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PC. Excuse me. But I was also drunk. So trying to do it drunk was kind of interesting. It was hard to beat Mega Man 1. It took me like two and a half hours to beat Mega Man 1 because it was difficult while I was so drunk. But then I managed to beat 2 and 3 as well. All right. So people are like, when are you going back? Because that was a fun marathon. We want to see that continue. Well, that's an option. Okay. Now, option number 3, we actually came up with last night on that Chill with Phil stream that we did after I beat Onimusha Warlords. And this one's kind of interesting. A marathon where I play all of the classic point-and-click horror-style suspense adventure games on PC. Think Maniac Mansion or 11th Guest, or is it 11th Guest or 7th Guest? 11th Hour? It's one of those. Or Harvester, or stuff like that, right? I think that would be pretty neat because I've never played any of those games before. Now, keep in mind, those games are incredibly tough and cryptic to play, but you guys could help me with them, right? Plus, I'm sure they're going to be a lot more fun when I drink. So, anyway, that's another idea. So now we're kind of coming up with a bunch of good ideas, I think. And the thing is, we're at 24 goals. Hopefully today we hit 25 and we'll be halfway. So we still have about a couple weeks to figure it out. It looks like we're on pace to probably do this marathon in, the first couple of weeks of March. So what do you want? Let's keep talking about it. Let's figure this out, what people would want for this marathon. And, please, let's keep brainstorming. I'd love to hear if you like one of these ideas over the other, if you'd like to maybe a variation of one of these ideas. Feedback is critical. Feedback's important. And I want your feedback. So please share. Okay. Let me know your thoughts on all of this stuff and we'll figure it out together. Fair enough? Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. What's up? A lot of people are joining. We got Billy Bob. We got Gabriel. How you doing? Jade is here today. What's up, Jade? Darkside Dabbing's here over on Kick. Chimchar is here. What's going on, everybody? Everyone's just joining now. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. By the way, I just got notification that the WWE trading cards that I ordered live on this podcast the other day to be for my next episode of Smart Guys in a couple of weeks have shipped. I'm curious if they're going to tell me here. It says there's tracking details. Let's take a look here. Order number. Great news. They're on the way. Tracking information is available below. Oh, they shipped it via UPS? That's good. I thought they were shipping it via USPS. No, they shipped it via UPS. And they're saying that this box of WWE trading cards should arrive at the latest by March 4th. At the latest. Okay? So we'll see. But that's perfect because the next episode of Smart Guys is actually scheduled for March 4th. So hopefully they do get delivered in time. We'll have to see. But hopefully they'll get delivered earlier. I mean, it says they could be delivered as early as next week. So I guess we'll see. I'll have to keep following that and, to try to track it. But that's great news. So those cards are on the way. I think it's 7 packs of WWE Topps trading cards to unpack during Smart Guys. What are the chances that I will get the incredibly rare Super Chase card with a signature on it? Right? Knowing me, I'll get like the Michael Cole signed card or something, right? Anyway, what is this? Falcule says there's a game like Five Nights at Freddy's, but more for adults. It might be too hard, frustratingly so. It's called Welcome to the Game 2. A rare Hogan? Maybe they'll send me a bottle of Hogan's new beer in a pack of trading cards. That would be amazing. I don't know how they would do that, but there you go, right? Okay. Do I think that I could have the Lego box closer to me so every time I bring up the reward, I don't have to get up? I like having to get up. It's exercise. Instead of sitting here like a lump all day, like a fat slob, actually having to get up and walk across my studio to grab it and put it on camera is actually worth the movement, don't you think? So I'm good there. I'll leave it over there. Thanks for the suggestion. Anyway, Jade says, I never miss Yakuza. You know I love it. Yes, and I'm excited for this one because it's action-based. Even though I really liked the turn-based improvements they did with Infinite Wealth. Hopefully this one, with being action-based again, will hook people who normally wouldn't want to see it because of the zaniness of the combat and stuff. We'll have to see. So, good stuff there. All right, so, excuse me. So, the goals, in effect, at 30, it's Lego night. DSP builds it. Nice chill with Phil stream. And then at 50 goals, we do a marathon. But the question is, what kind of marathon? Let's keep talking about it over the next couple of weeks. In addition, my wife has expressed interest. She wants to cook food for the next marathon. Instead of us ordering out, she actually wants to make us like a nice meal. But the question is, what should we get? And I'm not sure, like, what should she make? Some people said barbecue, but she already did barbecue 2 years ago when we did a summer cookout. So maybe we should do a different kind of cuisine. I don't know. Someone had suggested Italian. And if that's the case, maybe she could make like a big lasagna or something. That would be cool. Like a homemade lasagna with meat and cheese and sauce. Oh, man. Oh, man. I think I just had an idea. Homemade lasagna and maybe like homemade like breadsticks or something. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. Manicotti, I love manicotti too. My mother used to make manicotti like every holiday, like for Easter and Christmas. Homemade manicotti with that ricotta cheese inside. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. So, yes, from scratch, right. I mean, she wouldn't make the noodles herself, but, like, she could probably the sauce or get a sauce and season it to be her own seasoning and then get the cheese, layer the cheese with the noodles and bake it in the oven, you know. Oh, man. Man, we might have to do that. We might have to do an Italian feast, an amazing Italian feast. I'll have a salad, an Italian salad with, like, Italian dressing, and then lasagna, and then, like, some breadsticks or something. Oh, man. Now you're getting me too excited. Why do we think about this now? It's too far away. It's probably like 2 weeks away. We shouldn't have been talking about this now because now I'm going to start craving this. All right, well, I'll run this by her. I'll see what she thinks. If she thinks she could do that, I mean, that'd be amazing to have that kind of amazing feast, Italian homemade feast during this amazing 50-goal celebration marathon. Oh, man. All right. Good stuff. I could make my own marinara, but the thing is, then I have to go around buying all the ingredients, and it takes like a whole, morning/afternoon to do that. I would be late to stream. So, we'll think about it, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We'll see. Anyway, good stuff. Good ideas. All right. So that's what we're doing with our goals or whatever. So currently we are at $38 out of our 150 goal for this stream. You guys have been amazingly supportive over the last few days. We hit a bunch of goals this week. Thank you for that. Let's hit the goal on this stream. Let's get some more support. Let's get some kick subs so we get some animations playing. Let's get some super chats. We don't have any super chats yet today. All right, let's get some super chats. We got a tip. We got a membership. We got some subs. Let's get a super chat up on the board, shall we? Okay. Now, let's talk about yesterday's streams and the games that I played, all right? First of all, let's talk about the first stream, all right? Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, open beta. The game plays beautifully on my PC. Once we turned off things like motion blur and crap and just made it be the straight-up game, it played very well, I would say. The game is interesting. It has all these gameplay mechanics. It's a combination of, like, a ton of different fighting games. It's got the Just Defense from Mark of the Wolves. It's got almost like red parries from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. It's got very similar to drive impact moves in this game. They're called like SFC or SVC moves, which you can only do when you have a certain meter enabled. It's actually got like meter burn moves that can be canceled into other meter burn moves. So it's got a lot to it. It even has this thing no one's using yet. This move where you can it's called like a counter hit move, and there's a high and low version. I haven't seen a single person try to use it yet. Um, so there's just a lot to it. Okay. Now that's a good thing. The bad thing is twofold about this beta. Number one, they opted to not put any kind of a practice mode in it. There is a tutorial, but the tutorial is limited and makes you play in certain tutorial stages, and you can only use Rock Howard. So basically, there's no way to practice the game because they didn't give you that opportunity. All you can do in this beta is play online. Now, you know me, I've just recently said that back in the day, no one sat around labbing. People actually went to the arcades and they put up their quarters and they played against real humans, and it was in real competitive matches that they learned how to play the game. Okay? So I'm not necessarily too sad that they didn't have a practice mode. What I am sad about is that they force you to play online, and the online connections are ass. They are terrible. So in the 2+ hours that I played online yesterday, the best connection I got was like 68 milliseconds. All right. The worst was almost 300 milliseconds. And there were many different variations between, but it just was not a good experience. For the most part, the matches were absolute laggy shit, teleporting characters jumping at you. Let me do an anti air. Literally nothing happens. Nothing responded at all. What the hell? So there were some matches that were good, but the problem is when you're playing in that level of lag, you have absolutely no concept of what actually works and doesn't, because very much if there wasn't lag, maybe something wouldn't have worked. So you don't know, is this actually a fake or a mix up that would make them fall for a big combo? Or did they actually press a button and it didn't come out? So now you got rewarded. You don't know what's going on. And that's unfortunate on both sides. How do you learn a game when you're playing in such horrible connections? Um, it does drive me nuts that in the modern day, they haven't figured this out yet. So it is what it is. It is a beta, and I get that. But the difference is here, okay? This is a beta, not a network test. For example, we recently played the Elden Ring closed network test. And with that, the entire first session didn't work. And people complain, but it's like, yeah, but you have to understand it's literally titled a network test. There was potential that the network would fail, and now they're going to use that data to test it and fix it. And in fact, they did, because then the future sessions did work and people did get to play it. In this case, this is not a network test, this is a beta. So since you called it a beta, you have to expect that people are going to want to play it. And when you boot it up and you're sitting there and you're waiting 5+ minutes to get a match, and then the match you get is 273 milliseconds, and it boots up and it takes forever to load each round, and the characters are teleporting and stuttering all over the screen, and you can't react to anything, you're going to be a little upset. Rightly so. Um, I would hope that they're going to use data from this beta to improve, but here's the problem. The game comes out in 2 months. Yeah, exactly 2 months from now, the game will already be released. Realistically, how much can you really retool the entire online play system of your game in 2 months? I mean, I'm sure they will definitely do some adjustments and tweaks, but I am not expecting much from this game online. In fact, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to play very well. I think people are going to buy it wanting an alternative to the other fighting games that are out there, and within a week, they're going to be so pissed that the connections are so inferior that the game's going to probably be abandoned. And I hope not. I want you to understand, I'm not trying to be a naysayer. I want more fighters, and 2D fighters are my history, my bread and butter, where I came from, right? I love 2D fighters, but it's got to be able to be played. And yesterday was not a good experience at all. Like so much so that I feel like today I just want to pick Mai Shiranui again, because I played with her 2 hours yesterday, but I don't really feel like I learned that much because the connections were so ass. So I feel like I want to play with her again today, and some people might be upset with that and be like, "Oh, you're just gonna pick the same character the whole beta." Well, I didn't really get to do anything yesterday because the game was fucking laggy as shit, you know? So we'll see how it goes, but I'm playing it tonight on the late stream again. I do hope that they take data from the beta to improve the final product, because man, right now I literally wouldn't want to buy it in that condition. Okay? Okay. So anyway, that's how that went. And then last night we finished Onimusha Warlords. It only took about an hour, as I had been told. You know what the weirdest part about Onimusha Warlords was? So they give you a gun almost near the end of the game, and then I don't think you ever need it. Like I think I used it once against a flying enemy, and that was it. And so I never really needed to use the gun. I don't know why it was introduced so late in the game and it didn't really have much impact. It was kind of weird in that regard. Um, but I really enjoyed it. I like the combination of the Resident Evil fixed camera angles, kind of jump scare style, what's around every corner kind of deal, you know what I mean? Um and puzzles and the mapping and the doors locked and everything. It feels very Resident Evil-esque in that regard. But I also like the combat being very different, being more of a hack and slash kind of a game. It's two things I've never really seen go together. It's kind of like a peanut butter and banana sandwich where it's like separately they're great, but would you ever think of them together? But they worked together. I was like, "Oh, this is good." So now I'm excited because Onimusha 2 remake comes out in May. I definitely want to play that. And then next year we have a brand new Onimusha game and I want to play that. So I'm actually pretty excited now for the Onimusha games coming out in the future because I really liked this one. What I would say is if you guys know of these kind of game franchises from the PS2 era per se, and if you think that they're good and I've never played them, I want to know about them. Because, when I started on YouTube as a YouTuber, that was one of the biggest appeals that I had, going back and playing these collections, the Grand Theft Auto series, the Silent Hill series, the Metal Gear Solid series, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter. Going back and experiencing those for the first time genuinely because I never played them, but those games are classics to so many other people. So I think that really works, me playing classics for the first time and giving you a genuine impression of them. And I would love to do more of this. So please keep suggesting these kind of games. I think that it's going to work very much in the future. Cool. You know what's also is funny? So today we're playing Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, right? And I've got Hawaii behind me in the backdrop. We've got the beach RGB setup. Okay. I'm drinking mango pineapple seltzer. That's pretty tropical. And guess what we're having for dinner? Slow cooker chicken tacos simmered in a Caribbean style seasoning and broth so that they basically pull apart. And we're going to have that with a mango, pineapple, and jalapeno salsa. And I didn't plan any of this. I did, like, we already were going to do those tacos. And then it just so happened I'm going to have them on the day that we're doing a tropical game. I was like, oh, so it all kind of, synchronizes nicely. So that's cool, right? Pretty awesome. So anyway, good stuff, right? Good stuff, everybody. Let's see. Jade says, I'm playing Johnny. He's good. Ben, he hasn't played him yet. And Johnny comes out today. Oh, so Johnny Storm, a.k.a. Human Torch, comes out today in Marvel Rivals. Gotcha. Awesome. I hope you're enjoying Marvel Rivals, Jade. I tried so hard to get people to like the game, and they won't watch me play it. And I don't know why. I really like Marvel Rivals, but it is what it is. I couldn't keep it in the rotation when no one would show up or support. So it is what it is. Some shout outs. Let's do some shout outs, okay? I received a $5 tip here. Let's see. Someone tipped $5 says, no offense at all, but I'm just curious, what was the difference between doing fan lobbies back in the day and today because you don't do them anymore? So I can give you a great story here. Before I do, Darkside Dabbing just wants everyone to know that Kick is saying, what's up to Jade? Good morning to Jade, and wants Jade to know that they're cool with him. So there you go, Jade. Just so you know. Kick is saying hello, Darkside Dabbing particularly. So this anonymous $5 tipper wants to know what the deal is with viewer or fan lobbies and why I don't do them anymore. All right. And there's a very good reason. So allow me to explain. So back in the day, I actually had a whole series of content around the end of each year, right around Christmas time. And it was called DSP's, what was it called? Viewers Thank You Week or Fan Thank You Week. Basically what it was an entire week where all I did was played online gameplay with my viewers as a way of saying, thank you for all of your support over the course of the year. Now, it served two different things, okay? The first thing was, let's be honest, very end of the year, there usually aren't many or any new games. So it made sense for me to do this at the end of the year because there was nothing else going on. I pretty much have probably finished all the new games that were out already by then, by the end of December. So it gave me something to do. It gave me some fresh new content. Okay, that's number one. Number two, um, it allowed me to basically capitalize on the fact that many people got the hot new releases for Christmas. So since all of my viewers got these games on Christmas, okay, it made sense to play them the week of or after Christmas. Everyone wanted to play these games online, and it was the perfect time to do so because there was many, many willing people who wanted to play. All right. So again, a whole week of multiplayer content games like Call of Duty, Street Fighter, or Tekken, um, Assassin's Creed when Assassin's Creed used to have multiplayer. Sometimes driving games, racing games, open world games, that have that kind of stuff. Just a lot of content, right? Tons of content in that regard. And it usually worked really, really well. Now, did those videos get as many views as, say, a major big new release playthrough? No. But it was my way of saying to the fans, I want to give back. I want to play games with you guys because you guys are awesome and give me so many views on YouTube. Keep in mind, back then, it was based on views. It had nothing to do with crowdfunding or anything like that. It didn't even exist. It was just views on YouTube and making ad revenue, okay? Well, over the years, what ended up happening is public opinion turned against me. I went from being one of the most prominent, popular gaming YouTubers to basically the black sheep of the gaming community. Everyone decided it was more fun to make fun of and meme Phil, laugh at him than laugh with him. And when they made me a laughing stock, people started to hate me, genuinely hate me. It wasn't just, oh, we just want to make fun of this guy, we want to ruin this guy. So it was around, I would say probably around 2014, 2015-ish, probably. I was still doing this. At the end of the year, I was still doing these lobbies, and I still wanted to do it at the end of the year. And that year particularly, all right, basically my trolls made it so bad. Okay, I remember there was a Battlefield game out, and we were trying to play, and literally half the time, the people who joined were trolls. Okay? Now, you have to understand something. I actually put a lot of effort into doing these events. And what I mean by that is I had forums back then. So I would have my fans actually go on the forums and register and say, post up the times you can play. What we're going to do is we're going to have slots where I can play with people. So that way, it didn't matter if you lived in the United States, if you lived in Europe, if you lived in Asia, if you lived in Australia, I'd still play with you. And so I would actually change my whole schedule around at the end of the year to do these lobbies. Okay. So it was a lot of logistics and a lot of work to make it happen. And that year particularly, so many trolls basically took over every single lobby that I played that my fans were incredibly disappointed. I would argue that up to then, even though, yes, there was occasional trolling and stuff like that happened, overall, generally, everyone still had a good time. But I still remember it was this year. We were playing the Metal Gear Solid 5 multiplayer. We were playing a Battlefield game, and there was another. It was like 3 games, and every single lobby was ruined by these trolls, where they would come in and they would ruin it. Oh, I'm going to play Battlefield. Well, they join your team, and they run around and block your shot. They give you away. They teabag in front of you. You're trying to play Metal Gear, forget it. They're running around. It's a stealth game, and they're making noise and everything. And they just did it to fucking ruin it for everybody, you know? For me, I want you to think about this. For me, did it really hurt me? Not really. I still made videos. I still had views. I was still making great money. The thing is, you just ruined the opportunity for viewers to have fun with me. And sadly, it just continued. There were times over the years where I did attempt to actually still do fan content like that. And every time, the trolls would ruin it. Tried to do MMO games and branch out. Trolls would show up in the starter area and kill all the starter mobs, so I can't even finish the introduction of the game and progress and make content for the game. Okay? Now, another example of this. Back when Street Fighter 6 came out. This is almost 2 years ago now, all right? Since it released, people were asking me, would you do, viewer lobbies? And I said, we'll think about it. And then finally, I want to say it was probably around like August-ish, so probably like 2, 3 months into the release of the game, I said, let's start doing it. Let's start doing these lobbies. And I did maybe 2 or 3 of them. And here's how it worked. I would just give everyone the lobby code or whatever. And as long as you had the code, you could join and you could play against me or other people who joined the lobby. But most people want to play me, obviously, right? I would say the first lobby went well. And then after that very first lobby, every lobby after was just troll central, meaning the troll would go in there and make a name that's insulting to myself or my family, something that's just meant to get a rise out of everyone. And then they would play like it. Some of them wouldn't even play at all. They would just sit there and hold a spot. So I'd kick them, but then they'd try to come back in and hold a spot from a real fan. Okay. And let's be honest, the people who actually did join, I mean, some of them were decent, but most of them weren't that good. So I basically would go into this lobby and I would spank everyone for 2 hours, and people were like, well, this is boring. And I kid you not, I did this fan lobby for 3 weeks, and by week 3, people were saying, oh, you see, Phil just wants to keep doing fan lobbies so he doesn't have to play ranked and actually play good players. This is incredibly boring, and we wish he would stop doing it. So after the 3 weeks, I said, forget it. So even if I go out of my way to do it, and I'm putting up with these trolls and these insults and everything, then people are just going to complain anyway. So I just gave up on it. I said, enough of this shit. And I get it. There's tons of creators out there who are able to do these fan lobbies and play with their viewers. But for me, because I am unique, let's be honest, there's only one Dark Side Phil. All right? There is. There's no one else like me out there. I'm completely unique and different. I'm in a unique situation from everyone else out there. Just take a look at me and my history and how everyone knows me. I'm definitely a one of a kind. Because of that, my situation is incredibly different than most people's. So while everyone else could do a fan lobby and have a ton of fun with everyone, if I do a fan lobby, it'll be 2 fans and 20 trolls. They'll all ruin it, and everyone will say, why did you waste your time doing this? We could have been doing something else. So that's why I don't do them anymore. All right, I learned. It's not that I didn't try. It's not that I haven't been. It's that I have been there. I've done that. I've experienced it. I see what these idiots want to do. And because of that, I don't want to set up an event just to fail and everyone will be disappointed. So there you go. Okay? Cool. All right. A couple super chats have come in. We've got Gabriel with a $2 super chat. He says, get me up there. Well, I would, Gabriel, except we've got Cyber Elk who did a €5 super chat. And that is our biggest super chat of the day. So I want to get him up on the leaderboard. And then let's see what they have to say here. The €5 super chat. Oops, what happened there? 5. There we go. So we are up to 48 and climbing, guys. We're about a third of a way to our goal. Let's please keep that momentum rolling, and let's hit that goal on the stream today. So remember, we have animations now for Kick subs. Anyone who on Kick who gifts a sub or becomes a sub will get their own animation on stream, and I won't miss it anymore because now all Kick contributions show up in my queue. Okay, so CyberElk says, you ever hear about a game called EXE Killer or Exakiller? It's a combination of Fallout and Red Dead Redemption. It looks pretty interesting. There's a trailer on YouTube. No, haven't seen Exakiller. I've not heard of it. Is it new? There's a gameplay trailer a year ago. A whole year ago, a gameplay trailer. It was revealed. Wait a minute. There was a reveal trailer 3 years ago, a 7-minute gameplay demo a year ago, a takedown and animation showcase a year ago, new gameplay demo 9 months ago, but the game still isn't out. So there's a lot of stuff about this on YouTube showing its development over the years, but it is still not out. So yeah, maybe I'd be interested once we're closer to release, but apparently it doesn't even have a release date, right? Okay. All right. I think I caught everything, right? We got all shout outs now. All right. So what I want to do briefly, did the camera follow me? It is following me now. I didn't mean it to do that, but whatever. Can I turn it off? Yes, there we go. Good. It's actually reading my hand recognitions well today. All right, so Oh no, now this camera is doing it. Oh no. Hold on. This camera was not supposed to have it enabled. That's an accident. Let me turn it off. Yep, I got the gestures on by accident. So let me turn it off, okay? Okay, now it's off. And now I got it off. That was a complete accident. I did not mean to have that on. All right, let me see if this is centered now. I don't think it is. I think I got to fix it. It's got to go a little bit to the left. And let's see if this is centered. It is perfectly centered. That was my fault. I accidentally turned the gestures on, but now it seems fine. Okay, good. It's like I want the gestures on for this guy, but not for this guy. Okay. Yeah, both cameras are AI powered cameras that follow you around, which is really cool. But I don't need it for this one. This one's pretty, it could be stationary, it doesn't need to be moving. So, okay. So, and then I'm gonna move it. Hold on. I think I'm gonna move it down one click. That better? Is that even better? Or should I go up one click? We'll leave it like this. Okay. So what was I going to say? Oh, I want to go through the schedule for the week so that we can talk about what you guys can expect. Let me bring up my schedule here. Which I don't know why I didn't do it like this previously. I mean, I could literally just do it like this. I don't know why I didn't. So, here's my schedule coming up. Today, it's Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, premiering on this stream. I'm excited for it. Hopefully, it's good, and hopefully, you guys will stick around for it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's Yakuza. I don't like Yakuza. But we could just treat it as a chill stream as well. So please don't leave. Stick around, and let's have a good time together. All right? On the late stream, it is Friday Night Fights, and I am attempting more of the Fatal Fury Open Beta. To be honest, I think I want to use Mai Shiranui again because I don't think I played enough with her yesterday because the lag was so bad, we couldn't really learn much. So now if I play more tonight, maybe I'll learn, okay? I'm off tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off from streaming for the week. Sunday, we're going to continue on with Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. This is the new narrative game from Don't Nod. Yes, it is cringe, but actually we had a great time with it a couple days ago, kind of making fun of the cringe and rolling with it. So I want to continue on. And then Sunday night, I'm going to do more of the Fatal Fury beta because I'm going to wrap it up. It actually ends on Monday. Maybe on Sunday night, I would pick a different character. All right, we'll see. Okay? Monday, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii will continue. And Monday night, we're going to continue with a nice, chill, late-night stream of Avowed. And then Tuesday, I'm going to bring back Black Ops 6 multiplayer. And then Tuesday night, we're going to do some fighting games that are not Fatal Fury. So whether you guys want to see the return of Street Fighter 6, whether you want to see maybe some Marvel 2 for variety, which I'd be down for, we'll do some of that on Tuesday night. Now, I will still be here Wednesday and Thursday. However, I'm not here on Friday, the 28th. Yes, because my wife and I are going to have an extra day off this week in order to have a good time together. We did not celebrate Valentine's Day because we were both very busy with work and everything. We're going to have our Valentine's Day essentially this weekend. I'm not sure which day because I'm going to have Friday and Saturday off. So I don't know which day we're going to do it, but one of those days we're basically going to have a nice time together, like a date day or date night out. So no Friday, no Saturday. We're taking 2 days off that week. So it's going to be a 5-day streaming week. We'll continue on with all the stuff that we're doing. There really isn't much going on until maybe a week or two into March. There's a new releases I'm interested in. So we will have time to focus on the games that we're playing. We'll definitely beat Lost Records. That's going to be completed. We'll be able to decide whether or not we want to continue on with Avowed or if we want to drop it at some point. We'll see how Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza gets, accepted or rejected by the crowd of viewers, and we'll go from there. All right. So we got a lot to check out and see. So, yeah, this should be fun. And I hope that you guys will join me over the next week. It should be a good one. Now, also keep in mind, this schedule is tentative because if we hit 30 goals, we're going to do DSP Builds It or Build with Phil, the Legos. So one of these nights, like Monday or Tuesday night, may end up being the Lego stream, depending on how soon we get the 30 goals hit. Okay, so the more you contribute, the sooner we hit it, the sooner we do that late night chill Lego stream, which you guys asked for instead of DSP Tries It. Okay? That's correct. So stop withholding, start contributing right now. In fact, in honor of the schedule segment, how about we get one sub, one membership, one super chat, and one tip right now? How about we each get one of each spread across right now in honor of the schedule? Because you like the schedule so much. What do you think? I'm sure that's going to happen. All right. Anyway, what's going on? Shake my hand, 420. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. So that's the schedule. And folks, to be quite honest with you, all right, that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about today. So my hour of yapping is over. What I'd like to do is open this up and do some back and forth with all of you. Let's have some chill Q&A. Please tag me in the chat if you would like to talk about anything, and we'll go from there. By the way, again, the big update today, there are now pop-ups for every kind of contribution. Whether you are on YouTube side, Kick side, or Tipper, you get a pop-up animation on my stream no matter what. So please consider contributing today. I would appreciate it if you did. Thank you. John is asking, will Kat get Pirate Yakuza? I don't know. She's on the fence about it. She's interested in it, but at the same time, she's like, don't know if I want to drop $60 on a game that's not a full-fledged Yakuza game because it is a shorter one from everyone's reports. The story is around 15 to 20 hours. The side content is around 10 to 15 hours, but a lot of the side content is apparently rehashed from Infinite Wealth. So do you really want to do the same side content a second time? So she's kind of, not sure yet. I think she may actually watch some of my gameplay to determine if she wants to get it or not. Would I consider drinking matcha for a DSP tries it because I've never had it before? You mean like matcha tea? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I would try it, matcha tea, but I don't think anyone's going to care about that as a DSP tries it, right? Like the idea again, the best DSP tries it's the ones that get the most attention are typically when there's some kind of a new product out at a well-known fast food chain. And people want me to go to that chain and test it because then, based on my testing of it, okay, that determines whether or not they're going to go check it out themselves. Because if I like it, usually they'll go check it out. And if I dislike it, they probably won't. I'll give you a perfect example of this. Okay. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? I did the Arby's. Was it last week? I think it was last week. I did the Arby's DSP Tries It. And out of nowhere, I tested their burger, and their burger was seriously good. I was like, wow, the burger is really tasty. And based on that, 5 different people actually messaged me and said, we went and got the burger after you, and you're right. It's great. Thanks for telling us. Those are the best DSP tries it's, okay? I don't know if just getting some generic brand of matcha tea and trying a cup of matcha tea would really be that entertaining for a DSP tries it. But again, I'm open to suggestions. If you guys think that would work, let me know. Okay? All right. Excuse me. What's going on, Sister Anime? How are you over on Kick? How's it going? World Weather Authority, you're welcome. And thanking me for everything that I do since they've been here for a long time. Um, let's see. DSP tries at Wendy's the Cube. What in the hell is Wendy's the Cube? There's nothing. Wow, right now there's nothing going on the Wendy's site from what I can see. They don't even have a limited time thing. Like they have nothing going on right now. 0 special items. So, yeah. You know what's happening right now is a lot of pizza places are heavily advertising. Just last night, my wife and I were watching TV and we saw an ad for both Papa John's and Pizza Hut. And I think the reason is because right now sports are at peak. We just had the Super Bowl, but now we're heading into like big time basketball, like March Madness, college basketball, and stuff like that. So they are heavy advertising pizza. But the funny part is, I'm looking and I'm like, I don't think they have anything new. Like they're advertising, but they're just advertising their standard products. Yeah, I'm at Papa John's right now. There's nothing new. Nope. Let's try Pizza Hut. Nope, just ultimate bundle. Yeah, it's just their standard shit. None of these places have anything new. What I might do one day, because someone had this idea. They said, "You haven't really done anything with fast food pizza, so maybe what you could do is, like, do an order from, like, Domino's, and you could try different things." I was like, "That's true. I haven't ordered from Domino's probably in I'm not even kidding, like, almost 10 years." I don't think the last time I ordered Domino's was when I was in Connecticut getting married in 2019, and then before then, maybe one other time in the last decade, and then the time before that, I lived in Connecticut. So, honestly, I'm kinda thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, maybe that could make sense. Maybe I order we'll order like 3 styles of pizza. We order their standard hand toss, we order the New York style, and we order like a third kind, and we compare all the pizzas against each other and see what they're like. Because I haven't had it in so long, right? Could be something to do, something different, right? What about Panera Bread's new ciabatta dippers? I don't know anything about that. See. Asiago bagel stacks. Uh, they actually don't even have it listed. I'm on the website right now. What's new? Limited time. Asiago bagel. Whatever you just said, these dippers are not on their website. They just say it's an Asiago bagel. That's it. So maybe it's limited places. I don't know. So Dave says, you said in the past you hate USPS. That's the United States Postal Service. How do you feel about Trump taking it over? Let me put it this way. USPS couldn't possibly be any worse. Like, I think literally anyone on the planet could take over USPS and run it better than how USPS is being run right now. So, if the government, completely kicks out all the current management, I actually heard there's a rumor they want to take it private. They actually want to have USPS become a private business rather than a government business. Listen, all I know is it's garbage right now. They do not live up to their promises or expectations. You pay for something, you do not get it. They frequently damage mail, they lose stuff, and there's zero accountability. They don't give a shit. They lie about delivery, like they'll say it's supposed to be delivered today, and then say, oh, we didn't have access to your house, we couldn't deliver it. No, they had access, they just didn't want to come. So they lie, and then no one holds them accountable. They are one of the worst businesses in the United States. They absolutely need to be overhauled. So whatever needs to be done, get it done, because man, that thing fucking sucks. Big Boss with the $2 super chat says, what about Long John Silver's and getting something off of their menu? I don't know if there's a Long John Silver's around here, actually. I've never eaten at a Long John Silver's, ever. Let me see. I don't even know if you can order from Long John Silver's. By the way, we're at $50 of support, so we're a third of the way there. Guys, can we get to 100 by the end of the podcast? We got about a half an hour. Can we do it? It'd be great if we could. That'll be an amazing head start. And again, there's pop-up animations for all contributions now. There is no Long John Silver's in my area. They don't exist. Nope. I searched. Sister Anime just gifted a sub. How do you like this? The new pop-ups. Thank you, Sister Anime, for a gifted sub. And also, she has a big message here for me to read, and I will read that in a second. Thank you for the support, Sister Anime. So, Sister Anime says the following. Have you ever thought of starting a movie watch party on a Discord for your fans? You could sell tickets in advance for invitations, and then you could stream movies on Discord with your fans to watch and comment on together, and it would be lots of fun and a great way to make money and grow your community. What do you think? I think that even though that's a great idea for certain content creators, perhaps of not as infamous stature as me, it would never work, because anytime that I set up anything on a Discord, a bunch of trolls show up to ruin it for everyone. And even if I sell tickets, they're still going to find a way to try to cat that server and crash it. In addition, you're not actually allowed to watch copywritten materials in any capacity on the internet, whether it's on YouTube or on a live stream or in Discord, it's just not allowed. And you know that if I do it, that mass trolling will happen where they're going to report it and try to get it shut down. And then imagine if a bunch of people paid for tickets show up and then the whole thing gets shut down and they're all disgruntled and they want their money back. I don't think that it's worth that hassle, but I appreciate the idea and the support. Thank you. Okay. How good are my drawing skills? Terrible. When I was a kid, I used to draw all the time and they were decent. I haven't drawn in good 30 plus years. It would be awful. Why have I withheld monthly gifted subs? Let's see. Do I have any to give out? I do. So I'll give out 5 right now. Let's gift 5 subs to the YouTube community, shall we, folks? I just hit gift them, and there they go. Let's see who gets them. Let's see who gets these gifted subs. Looks like Elon got one. There you go. And then remind me by the end of next week because I have 5 more to give out. Remind me and I'll give them out. Parasolo, 45 months as a member, says happy Friday. Thank you, Parasolo. All right, they're starting to go out now. There we go. Cool. Sometimes they're delayed. Very nice. Yeah, trust me. Let me give you an example here, all right? Many years ago, I wasn't even involved, but many years ago, my fans wanted to set up a Discord. Now, this is before I even really knew what Discord was or how to use it, all right? And I was like, I'm not sold on this working, but if you guys want to set one up, you get it working, you get mods in place, and then if it's working and people want to use it, maybe interact, then maybe I would consider joining and using it. So the fans set it up. They said, Phil, can you promote it here? So I did. On one of my streams, I actually brought it up. I said, here's how you join the Discord. All right. Within 1 week, the Discord was completely abandoned, burned to the ground. So many trolls found ways, even with mods in place, to stop the trolling. Insane amount of troll. We're talking hundreds to thousands of troll accounts joined, ruined the entire thing, and the mods just threw their hands up and gave up and left and just left it to the trolls, and the trolls took it over, and that was the end of it. So there you go. And if you want to be in truth, I just don't have time to interact with people on Discord. Like, I have a moderator's Discord that I barely use at all. I just don't have time. There's people who, like, they try to message me on Discord. I never respond. I don't have time. I'm too busy with real life to be sitting on Discord all day. All right. So I just, it is what it is. If I was younger and I had free time, I just don't really have free time. So Zixto, how you doing? 24 months as a member. Thank you very much, Zixto, for your ongoing support. These are all re-ups of memberships for the record, so that's why I'm not counting them towards our goal today. But thank you, guys. Am I ever going to get a grill and grill food for feasting? Would you like to know the truth? I can't get a grill anymore. Yeah. I'm serious, too. Do you want to know why? Because last year in Washington State, where I live, the idiotic lawmakers actually passed a brain-dead law citing that you cannot have a grill in a backyard if you have a fence anywhere like 10 to 12 feet within the radius of the grill. Well, I don't have a giant backyard, so I wouldn't actually be able to get the grill and space it far enough away from the fence to qualify to have a grill per the law. And you want to know how bad this is? All my neighbors have grills, and they had to get rid of them because the law basically made it that this entire neighborhood can no longer use a grill. I want you to think about how fucking stupid that is. So I live in a state, okay? Drug use is rampant and a huge problem. Homelessness is a giant problem. Crime is absolutely out of control. If you go to a retail store and you stand around for an hour, you will see someone literally shoplift in front of you and walk out the door and never get arrested for it. Okay? All these problems going on in our state, they're worried about you cooking in your backyard on a grill, and they have to pass a law to outlaw it. That's what our government is doing here that they feel is important use of their time rather than actually doing things to help the people. Gee, I wonder why things are falling apart. So I always had intention to buy a grill. And no lie, now that things are going well and I'm making good money, I was actually thinking of doing it, but they outlawed it. So now I can't get a grill. Okay. All right. What else you guys want to talk about? And by the way, again, guys, let's get some support. I said, let's get a sub. We got a sub from Sister Anime. I said, let's get a membership. We didn't get a membership. Those are gifted memberships I gave out. I said, let's get a super chat. We did get a super chat from Big Boss. And then I said, let's get a tip. And we did not get a tip. So let's get a tip, a membership, and a super chat right now. Excuse me. Would I ever consider getting a tattoo? No. When I was younger, I did think about stuff like that. And I thought that maybe one day I'd want to get like a badass back tattoo or something like that. Um, but now that I'm older, I'm glad I didn't, to be frank. You know, when you're younger, you think you want to do dumb stuff. But now I think about, man, I'm glad I don't have some dumb thing across my back. Dumpy Koala says, do you prefer kick subs or PayPal? To be honest, Dumpy Koala, I don't know because kick subs, I get a humongous amount of revenue from. For every kick sub that you gift, it's like $5. I get like $4.74 or something crazy good. Okay. With tips, it varies because depending on where someone is with currency conversions and stuff, I get different amounts. The benefit of getting a tip is that I get it right now and I can actually use it for stuff now. I don't have to wait. But quite frankly, Kick pays very on time at the beginning of every month, and the month ends in a week. So right now, honestly, if you were to tip me or to do a Kick subs, they're probably just as good. I don't really think negatively of either. I think they'd both be great. So I'm not. Here's the thing. Back in the day, I literally would say things like this on stream. Please tip me because I need the funds right away because I'm desperate and I need that liquidity. I can't wait. Now I'm good. You know, I'm literally good. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm making enough that I'm not, you know, freaking destitute, living day to day, stream to stream. I'm good. So I don't need any particular kind of contribution. It's all good however you want to do it. Okay? Thank you, Dumpy Koala, who just gifted another sub. That one went to the best Grimace. It's working well, isn't it? These new pop-ups are actually working quite well for day one. I'm actually pleased. If you didn't notice, the kick subs I coded as green. So that way we can tell that they're a kick sub because you know, kick is all green. So there you go. Thank you, Dumpy Koala. Appreciate that. All right. What's up, King Michael? How you doing, man? Sister Anime, I may still play Fast Food Simulator. I may. I am definitely looking for indie games. For example, you know what? I want to actually mark a couple games. So Fast Food Simulator was one of them. I want to put that on my wish list. Because you had mentioned that one, and it did come out, and I didn't play it. Oh, it's on my wish list already. Okay, it's already there. There was also that other game, Lorelei of the Laser Eyes. No, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. That one looked pretty good, so I'm gonna add that to my wish list. So I'm trying to accumulate a like a playlist of indie games so that when we have dead time or we just want some variety, I can at any moment just buy one and we could just toss it into the schedule, play a couple streams and finish it up, you know? So don't be sad because Sister Anime says, man, you know, trying to do some new stuff. Phil didn't play Fast Food Simulator like we had said he might on Christmas. You're right, but it's on my wish list and I definitely would consider it. Just a silly game, you know? I'm doing good, King Michael. I'm looking forward to today a lot. Broadster X with a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much. Sadly, oh, you know what? You know what's weird about this? You still that's a super sticker, you still can't have super stickers show up as pop-ups no matter what. Like, this is what I mean about YouTube integration. It's so bizarre. So if you gift a sub, it doesn't say you gifted it. Instead, it shows as if someone became a member. That's so weird, right? You gifted them the membership. It should say you gifted it. No, instead, it says they became a member because YouTube does it so oddly. And then if you do a super sticker, I shout it out and you guys can see it in the chat, but the pop-up doesn't work. It just never does. And it still doesn't to this day. How many years have I been streaming here? They never fixed it. But Kick seems to work well. Kick actually will discern between if you gifted a sub or if you became a sub yourself. And if you resubbed a certain amount, it actually has different levels. It'll show your crown level. So for those of you who are coming up and are going to resub and get the higher level of crowns, you'll get a pop-up that'll have that crown on it and everything. Pretty cool. So thank you to Broadster X. I appreciate that. Even though technically that's about like $1.20 USD, I'll count it as 2 anyway, just to be nice. So thank you for that. Happy Friday to you, Jesse. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Oh, let's see here. Dumpy Koala says, would you ever create a DSP Clips YouTube channel or do you already have one? So here's the deal. All right. We talked about this actually many months ago when I started getting more notoriety and prominence because I was on Kino Casino. And people were like, your problem is your channel's overflooded right now. We would like maybe highlights. So I said, well, number one, the problem is making the highlights because that's extra work for me. And number two, where do you put them? Right. And we actually talked about the possibility of actually doing a channel of highlights. All right. We dabbled in this idea. Here's the problem with that idea. In order to do a highlights channel, I would have to start up the channel fresh. I would have to start uploading the highlights on them daily. That channel would have to get a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of viewers before I would be able to monetize it. All right. Sadly, I just don't have the reach in the cloud I used to. Even if I announced a brand new channel today, I'd probably tops get like 3,000 subscribers. I know that. I just don't have the amount of attention and positive reach like I used to. So you're talking, I might have to grind away on that channel for like a year for it to get the amount of subs and views to even qualify for a YouTube partnership so I could start making revenue on it. All right. And then in addition to that, on top of that, I'd be doing all that work for free. So basically what I've done in the last few months, if you haven't noticed, I started making highlights and clips and I'm putting them on this channel and I call it DSP Stream Highlights and it's its own playlist. So I don't do it every day. You know, I wait for like a notable thing to happen, like something in a game or a topic that we talk about on the podcast, and then I'll try to break it out. Sometimes they go well and they get thousands of views. Sometimes they kind of fizzle out and only get a few hundred views. All right. But I'm good at basically making these now. Like I started using DaVinci Resolve to edit myself. And the thing is time. Like if I had extra time every day, I literally would find a highlight every day. I just don't have the time. You know, when I have the time, I try to make a highlight. But sadly, I just don't think making a highlight channel itself would work. I don't have, like, for example, take a look at the Kino Casino Clips channel, right? Those guys have over 3,000 viewers a night on their live stream. Their live streams probably bring in like 40,000 views a stream. And their highlight channel, on average, their views get between 5,000 to 20,000 views. That's not even a lot. And that's their highlight channel, and they're popular, right? Me, I would be lucky to get a few hundred views on a video on a new channel. So sadly, I just don't think it would really be worth it. I think it would be way too much time investment to get clips made, to upload the clip to a new channel, to promote the new channel, and then to try to build that channel over time. You know, maybe if something changes and there is prominence, then maybe I would do it. But I just don't foresee it working, to be honest. Okay. Okay. Would I ever do voice acting for an indie game? I don't think anyone would ever want me as a voice actor. I was interested in it years ago. I said I would be interested in doing like voice acting and stuff, but no one really cared. And the voice acting industry is cutthroat. It's very much like a regular acting where you need to know people and you need to schmooze in the industry to try to get work. It's pretty bad. So Mildcat911 says, hope your Friday's going well. We had a bunch of snow in Colorado. Wow. So you guys are getting your full on winter. Surprisingly enough, it's warming up here. We had like a cold month, But now it's warming up, and I don't think we're going to get much or any inclement weather for the rest of the season. Jesse, my neck is feeling much, much better. My neck was very bad for about 2 weeks. And then about a day or two ago, it started to feel significantly better. And now today, I've got very little discomfort. So I would say probably over the next few days, I'll probably be 100%. So thank you for asking. It was pretty bad there for a little bit, but it looks like we're getting back to normal. I don't have an eye patch to wear for this Hearts to Hearts. He says, would you wear an eye patch for the playthrough? Can I do could I do karaoke for a tips reward stream? What do you mean by that? The problem with karaoke is that I have to play music and the music's copywritten and the whole stream will get muted and blocked. That's the literal problem, you know? It sucks, but none of these services, whether it's Kick, whether it's YouTube, they don't allow copyright music. They're sticklers about it. So if what would I do? I could sing a song to the best of my recollection, but I can't actually play the song, you know? Oh, that's true. The Scale Scholar says you've definitely never been a schmoozer type. Listen, if you want to recognize that I have some kind of a talent that you're interested in, you want to contact me and take advantage of that talent, great. And I acknowledge other people's talent as well. The voice acting industry has an amazing talent pool, right? Great people in it. But if you think I'm going to kiss ass to try to get into that industry, if I haven't kissed ass once in my life. I'm not going to now. I'm 42 years old. I'm not going to change all of a sudden and become an ass kisser to try to get ahead. That's not me. It's the antithesis of me and my personality. So I would never do that. And that's the whole fucking industry. It's, you got to get in with people. You got to kiss ass. You got to schmooze. That's how it is, man. Super Life of Pixel is a good indie game. Super Life of Pixel. During Pixels, you quest through gaming history. Oh, that's interesting. So you go through all different styles of games. Yeah, look, it's like Game Boy, NES, Atari. Pretty old, 2018, but still could be good. That's an interesting game. I'll add that to my wish list. I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but it looks interesting. Looks unique. Would I ever do a gaming interview like about games and your career playing them? No BS, just gaming. Yes. I I wish that's what people would actually reach out to me for. I want you to think about this, okay? I'm a lifelong gamer who started gaming in the 1980s. I've played pretty much every major console from the original Pong through modern consoles today. I also grew up in arcades, and I know a tremendous amount of information about gaming culture and arcade culture in the 1990s and 2000s. I was there for the grassroots Street Fighter movement and how Street Fighter became a competitive community during the years when it was formative, before there was organized tournaments and money and teams and things like that. I have grown up in the industry. In addition to that, I've been a YouTuber now for over 16 years, and I was there during the formative years of YouTube. Becoming a YouTuber who could monetize content and pump out gameplay. And you know what I mean? I've been through the ups and downs of all of that. And in addition to that, I'm probably one of the most harassed and trolled people on the internet. And I could completely speak from a position of experience and authority on any of the things that I just mentioned. And I feel like I could be a great resource for anyone who's trying to do a project has to do with any of those topics. Zero people have asked me for anything. Zero. Instead, if I get asked to do something, it's, can we talk about the drama? Can we talk about your trolls? Can we talk about this drama thing, that drama thing, this thing that we've already talked about 17, 18 times. That it's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm bored. I'm tired. There's nothing. You're so past the nonsense. Not even involved with that shit anymore. Why are we talking about it? Right? I just, it drives me nuts. So, I wish people would draw upon me as, a source of information. I would love to be a discussion on a podcast or a roundtable discussion or a documentary or anything. I could add a ton. But instead, it's all got to be about bullshit drama on the internet. You want to know why? Because that's what pays, that's what gets the views, and that's what gets idiots to contribute. Not significantly intelligent people, morons. The morons will open their wallets for stupidity. So there you go. Okay. So last chance if anyone has anything to ask or want to talk about or contribute. Right now we have hit 1/3 of our goal, which is great, and I appreciate that. We're at 62. But let's hit the goal. Definitely for the premiere of Yakuza. Let's hit the goal today, folks. Okay, let's do it. And let's get closer to our Build with Phil Lego stream. All right. And let's also start brainstorming about what we should do at the 50 goal. Okay? All right. Dr. Lexus just gifted a sub to some young guy. Thank you, Dr. Lexus. Again, the funny part, it showed up in my queue and the pop-up before it showed up in the Kick Chat. So I guess Kick Chat actually has a significant delay because the pop-up showed up first, which is crazy to think about. So thank you very much for that. And Don't Be Koala just gifted a sub to Power Rock SP. Thank you for that. That gets us up to $72 of support so far. So now we're just about halfway to our goal for today. Excellent start to the day for sure. Now, I will say this, all right? Please hang out. Please don't run for the hills. I'm about to end the podcast, and we're about to start with the game. Please don't say, oh my God, it's Yakuza, it's Japanese RPG. This is going to be boring. We can't stick around for that. There's no action. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Street Fighter. This isn't Dark Souls. I can't stick around because it's going to be boring. Instead of acting like that, I know all of you are like that. You're absolutely ridiculous. You talk like the devil when you talk about this stuff, right? You're like, your voice gets deep, it's creepy. Stick around. Let's have a good time together with the game. All right? This game very much can be interactive where we hang out and we talk. And it's a hangout session as much as it's a game. All right? Let's do it. And if you like Yakuza, you're in the right place. And if you don't like Yakuza, just stick around and give it a shot. And if you don't like it, too bad, you should like it. Now, at least give it a chance, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Why not do something like DSP through the decades and play super short segments from each game, like Fatal Fury SNK or something? I mean, I could. I did that many years ago. I think it was like 2017 when the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection came out. I did a history of Street Fighter stream or series of streams where I just played through every game, like through the arcade modes, and I explained the different game mechanics of each one and everything. When there's opportunity to do that, I can do it. I did not miss it, Power of Rock. I shouted it out, and I added it to the leaderboard. Your gifted sub. And congrats on getting the gifted sub, by the way. What changed around here for most of my past fans to like Yakuza, but not most of my current fans? Quite frankly, cool gal, it's just the culture of streaming versus on-demand video. The original Yakuza playthroughs that I did were mostly for on-demand viewers, and back then, not a lot of people who were English-speaking content creators were playing Yakuza. I was one of the first to do full-on playthroughs, reading the dialogue and doing all of that with Yakuza games. So they got a lot of popularity for me back in the day. But when I became a full-time interactive live streamer, that's basically when these RPGs started to falter and fail because people like more action-based stuff, or they like stuff where we hang out and we have like a hangout session, as opposed to, me just sitting here grinding along in a very slow-paced RPG. And the thing is, I like that gameplay. I grew up with it. I love RPGs, JRPGs in particular. Sadly, my audience doesn't. They find them boring. And that's a big divide between me and the current audience is I would have loved to play Metaphor. I tried 12 hours. I couldn't get people to show up and support it. Really, it was like pulling teeth to get people to show up for Metaphor. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. All right. When does gameplay start? I think right now. I think this is a perfect time to end the show and for us to set up and jump into Pirate Yakuza. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks. Thank you very much for a great show. I hope that you enjoyed this streaming week. I thought it was great. I hope that you guys enjoyed as well. Good week, right? Excellent content, great playthroughs, chill vibes, great support, everything amazing. I'm off tomorrow, but when I come back on Sunday, we do it all again. Another fun week, continuing on with the new games, the chill vibes, and the fun. And of course, we're going to build some Legos next week at some point too. So thank you all. Enjoy your Saturday. I'll see you all Sunday. Be safe and peace out.